Hello, and welcome back to Beethro's Teacher. We are still on second level Thrice South. I think I spent 45 minutes on it last time. And made a bunch of observations about the room. Didn't solve it, obviously. And I think after taking a break, I'm just going to start by going over everything as though I were looking at it for the first time and just trying to see if that's going to help with any of the observations. So let's just kind of walk through things slowly and see what I might have missed or what assumption I might have made that was incorrect. So first thing to note, this room is not a required room. There is a blue door in the room. This means it might not be possible to beat the room until the blue door is down. And as we saw last time, I was having a lot of issues with the Wubbas. There was just always one too many. If the blue door was down, well, that's a spot to stash one more Wubba that I can blow up. So it might be the case that this room is not possible currently. This room... Have I tried going back in this room? I think I looked at this and determined that the only way out was to clear the room, which wasn't possible until the blue door dropped. But since we're starting over, let's actually just look at what the full extent is of what we can do in this room. Let's just play it out. So I can do that. There's no reason not to kill them if I have the opportunity. So really, this is just about getting through these doors, which I can hit one of these orbs, but I cannot hit both of them. Cannot... Yeah, and to hit both of them, I need this fuse to light. Okay, so I think that analysis holds. I need the blue door to be down to solve this room. I think I need the blue door down to solve this room. So that tells me that might be the whole gimmick of this level, is that we're just going to keep going south. Well, not necessarily in a straight line, but maybe in a straight line. And every single room that we come across is not going to be possible to solve until we get to the one required room at the end. And then if they want to really throw a wrench in the works and make things harder, you have it be the case that we actually can solve one of the other rooms somewhere along the way, and the trick is recognizing that we don't actually need the blue door. Okay, so what I've just done is I've made a whole bunch of assumptions that are probably bad, because that was the whole point of starting over on another day, was to not be making assumptions. However, I spent a lot of time trying to solve this room before and I didn't get anywhere with it. Also, yeah, that just lets us back. So if there is a room at the very bottom and then we just follow this path all the way back up, we might literally be resolving this room from here and then going down. I don't know. Like we might be re-entering from the top again as opposed to the bottom is what I'm trying to say. Although, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I guess if we're starting down here, we can just kill the brain on the way. No, we can't because of this. Yeah, this setup prevents us from stabbing the brain on the way through. Alright, so if the goal is just to get down, well, that's easy. That's not easy. So we need to light this. The only way to open this door is to light this. So I did notice last time that it is possible to kill a Wubba. We can't go in this loop. The thing is, they could have let us go through this loop and we still couldn't stab the brain because of this door. But we are prevented from just doing that altogether. These doors are synced, so we're never hitting this orb without also hitting the brain. It looks like that's kind of redundant, honestly, because killing the brain opens this door, locking this door and opening this door are effectively the same. Although, if the brain is dead, this is a spot we can pass a Wubba. But, because of this door and this orb, that's never going to happen. Alright, so one thing I didn't try last time, I can go all the way back here and get that Wubba there.
This looks difficult to you, but trust me, it's quite simple in the end.
We'll listen to him again.
See that long passage at the bottom?
I know how to do this.
The fuse at the end opens the doors. It's the only way to go further.
Fine.
So get to the fuse. That is the key. The fuse is the key. Take it from me. Use the fuse, and you cannot lose. Choose the fuse. It's not a ruse when I say the fuse is the key. I composed that song just now. Amazing, eh?
Not really.
Yes, it must seem to you that I can do anything. Music is a valuable aid to learning.
Yeah, your music makes me learn to hate my ears.
Okay, so I don't think we can really glean much from that. I think it is just get to the fuse, and unfortunately the fuse opens everything. See, I'm already just kind of at the spot where I'm just doing the same thing again as last time. So each of these 4 orbs locks its corresponding corner. We can toggle these, we don't want to because we're not blowing up the brain. We can kill a Wubba though with the bomb. That was a key observation. We can trap Wubbas in here. Okay, the orb doesn't open that door. So the confusing parts. There's kind of an ordering issue. Also, we can only get like 6 tiles away from this Wubba. That was the maximum. So we don't have enough time to get in here and out. We don't have enough time to get through here. We can go through here with a single Wubba. But going through here blocks this. Which means we need to do whatever we're doing with the trapdoors before we go through here. This kills one Wubba. That seems to be all that this does. This opens the yellow door. Alright, so we'll just do that for the sake of doing it. then they just come in. Drop that. Drop that. Which doesn't do anything. Do that. So I can kill 2 of the Wubbas. And that's the thing, I can kill a Wubba here, I can kill a Wubba here.
This looks...
I can only ever kill 1 Wubba that way. I think this green door is useless. Because this will only drop if the brain is dead. Which, I mean, I guess that's a thing I haven't tried. I'm almost certain, well, I am certain that this isn't going to work. Oh right, they're not brained anymore, so I don't even have to blow them up. Yeah. Yeah, so I get them all. But there's no way through here. There's no way through here. I was just kind of curious if he was going to have any dialogue for me doing that.
This looks difficult.
Yeah, so green and blue are both useless. Blue is going to be used on the run of the room that actually solves it. So for green, I think it's probably the trapdoors. There's something about the trapdoors I'm not understanding. Huh. I was wondering if I could get a Wubba on this arrow. Because if I have them all stretched out here, this is closed, where that's dropped, and I jump down here. Well, you know, it's a thing to try. That I haven't tried yet. Unfortunately, I think I only get one. One Wubba on that at any time. Because they're only going to go like that. So because of that, there's not really any way to keep it. Because my thought was I do that, and if I can with turn order get a Wubba here, it would step down here. And that would get it out of my way temporarily. Ultimately, actually, I don't think that does me any good, even if I do pull that off. Because then it's just blocking my passage anyway. So I don't think what I was trying to do is possible, and even if it was, I don't think it would help. Alright, we'll blow one of those up. Thing is, and this is where I always get the problem. I can't trap a Wubba here. Because I can't drop all of these trapdoors. Because I can't... Like, that's the thing, I actually need a loose Wubba for going through here. Right, and I want to do that. So that's another one gone. But then in the end, I only get one of you. Was I making a bad assumption? About this situation? Like, it's completely impossible to get around this Wubba, right? Yeah, this is not like I know how Wubbas move. They're not gonna do anything.
This.
So I think I'm just at the same set of constraints as before. There's no reason I would ever want this orb to be hit, because nothing opens this door. Which means I'm never getting to the fuse. I guess if this orb gets hit by a bomb explosion while I'm standing on the door, that's fine, but that's not going to happen. Also a good spot to blow up Wubbas. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. I actually did gain distance by doing that. So if I had my... sword in a better orientation... What orientation would let me hit this, though? Like, I have quite a bit of distance here. This is probably the worst orientation. I mean, let me hit this one. But, like, there's no point in trying to do that. That doesn't increase my distance at all. Like, not only does it not increase my distance, but realistically, if I'm going through here, I need... Well, I can't cut corners, so I'm gonna need like 15 tiles of distance from here to here, because it's gonna shortcut. Yeah, so what I'm trying to do is completely pointless, I'm pretty sure. I did get more distance than I thought was possible, but I don't think it's enough distance to matter. I don't think that matters. Oh, did I? Oh my god. Well, okay, I solved it. This room was not nearly as hard. I was just missing an obvious thing. Okay, well, I'm glad I finally spotted that. No more Wubbas. Of course, we did have to blow one up here, so we don't have the option of killing the brain on the way out. Which is kind of what I thought. Okay, a red room. We're not done here, though. Let's just make absolutely certain my analysis holds. I can hit this. The reason that's a problem is because I cannot hit the fuse in order to escape from the room. Because I still need to hit this. And I'm currently trapped. Like, if I had access to these orbs, it would be a different story, but I do not. Okay. Onward to possibly a horde room. Okay, so one problem I see is this Wubba. There's no brain here, right? If there's no brain, then I don't actually really care how many Roach Queens there are. This doesn't look like a problem. So the part that's going to be a problem is that I'm limited in how many times I can pass the Wubba. 1, 2, 3, 4 before it gets stuck on the arrow. So down, up, down. And if I go down, up, down, the Wubba's here, which means I can't go back up where it gets stuck on the arrow, which means I'm never killing that final roach. Check the walls real quick. I think there is no escape from this room. aside from through the green doors. So that means it's down and up. I actually don't get to go down, up, which is a bit of a problem because of these two walls here. So this is an orb puzzle that has a bunch of combat in it, is kind of what I'm getting from this. I guess the other thing is, instead of it being down, up, down, I can go down, down by spending a single turn here. So I can hit both of these orbs if I want to. Or likewise, I could hit both of these orbs if I wanted to, and that would get me access to this. However, I don't think that that actually gets me very far. So here, if I get these two, what does that get me access to? Doing these two orbs first just gets me access to this orb, and then I've done all three. And then I think that's everything. Okay, so I think I start with this one and I go 1, 2, 3. Okay. You're gonna say something? So I have to kill this Roach Queen first because I don't have time to kill it otherwise.
Unfortunately, my path ends here. For the rooms ahead, you'll be without me.
Phew.
But I can still warn you, this room is no trivial exercise in smitery. Did you notice that Wubbas can't be killed by your sword? So, if the Wubba in that passage reaches the force arrow,
It will.
it will block the roachling.
Now this is a lot of roaches, but I'm not actually too concerned about it. I might have to be... okay, well there's a reason to be concerned. Okay. I managed to get through in a single turn, which means I still have the ability to cross north. I am curious if this will end up... Oh, I thought you were facing north for some reason. I am curious if there will end up being an issue from all these roaches at any point. But I don't think there is, because I can always just back off. Like even here, I can... Okay, it's not super efficient, but... If I had done this earlier, I could have done this. Just a little bit faster. Yeah, and as long as I'm killing more than like 7 roaches at a time, I will make progress here. And if I wait, instead of just swinging, I think I can get a more favorable sequence there. Can I clean that up better? Maybe. There we go. Okay, so relatively straightforward roach room. Roach Queen Horde. I don't think there's anything else I need to be worried about here, though. As long as I don't leave any stragglers. Yeah, this was a much easier room than that other... Well, that other room wasn't hard either. I was just being mistaken about one particular part of it. Alright, we did it in time.
We'll rejoin at the entrance once you've completed these last rooms. Be fierce, but also be wise.
Yes, being wise is a good thing. Yeah, okay, that room was surprisingly easy. And I mean, again, I keep going back to it, but this room, it was just one little trick it took me an hour to see for whatever reason. But, once I got it, it was pretty straightforward. Okay, this looks like a race. There's also a room to the north. I guess that makes sense, because we have this path. So actually, before we do this then, let's go to the other side. Yeah, we can go back. Is this just one room? Yeah. So this is the Wubba level, apparently. Because even this was a Wubba room. Alright, well, no choice at all. Up until this point, the only thing I could have done differently is entered the room with a different orientation. Okay, so what's actually going on here? We've got 3 eyes, and on either side, they are sort of Wubba-shaped. Blending in a little bit. So what we need to do is get a whole bunch of Wubbas out of the way. We exit in the middle. Alright, so there's not a lot we can do to start. The room is roughly symmetrical. So I don't think... Like, I can choose... I can choose which way around I want to go. And I could have waited to get some Wubbas out of the way. And this lets me get one trapped here. For all the good that does me. From here, there's no way from either side, like from the bottom to the top, unless I'm going all the way around again. Okay, so initial impression is that the room's impossible. What I need to do is find a way to get through, but okay, I can't get the center one. So if I get 2 of you, that's as far as we go. But because you are here, because the center one didn't move, now you're automatically going to come out this way if I go around again. Okay, can do that to get an extra one out. Here's a way I can get a bunch out. I still have you. Turn order means that this isn't going to work. Sticking there doesn't actually help me, I don't think. So I've now blocked this passage for forever, which isn't great. I'm just going to ignore the top right now and just see. So yeah, that does exactly what I thought it would. Which means if I go down, I'm just trapped. If I let them come all the way, there's too many of them. In any event, if you weren't there, I would step one more forward and I would still be blocked, so 4 Wubbas here is too many to even get around. 3 is the maximum. Okay, so some learning happened. I don't think there's anything I can do on this side, shuffling back and forth. Okay, so if the Wubbas are going in this direction, does that mean that these are reversed? No. It's still earlier on the left. Okay, so it's like that, then like that, then like that. So turn order, because that would have been a clever thing to do. If it was just a complete sequence like this, then doing the same thing up here that I was just doing down there would have resulted in something different. I mean, I guess I could still do it. So I can do that. Right, we don't... The reason I was doing my sword like this was to prevent that from becoming an issue. So I can do this. Again, I can do that if I really want them all. But I don't have a way around, because you move all at the same time and then you just go up and block. If I wait here, well, you're still going to go up and block. Alright, so what haven't I tried yet? I haven't tried just taking the trapdoors first, but there is no way that that helps me, because I could have just gone to the other side. I could have just gotten to the other side without dropping the trapdoors, and then I have another path. Just trying to think of what else I could even do here. I'm assuming once I cut one of the inner walls, I can then go to the opposite end and I can just shuffle all the Wubbas onto the ortho squares. So I figure once I've broken one of the inner walls, I've basically won the room. If I can figure out how to do it without touching the other side. So I can get one of you to follow me. Is there any way that could matter? You're gonna be first. Yeah, I don't think so. This would let me get a slower one mixed in with the faster ones down here. I feel like I've done every permutation of possible moves here. I could do something like that and leave the trapdoors as a trap, but then there's no way I'm getting Wubbas over here and getting down here. So that's just cutting off my access. From here, I am assuming it's symmetrical, but I guess I can exhaustively test it. So if I break this wall, and then go to the left, then keep going to the left. I've gone to the left twice. I'm now committing to going this way. That happens, there's nothing else I can really do. Then if I go all the way around, okay. I did have enough time. Was that it? There is a problem here of me getting out, but I can do that. That's fine. Yeah, and then we just pour all of you in here. Now the problem with this is that I've lost my trapdoor bridge. Also, these Wubbas aren't being as cooperative as I was hoping. I've lost my trapdoor bridge, but I might be able to clear all of these Wubbas. Eventually. Thing is, well, I can do that and get one more. Two more, even. I mean, this will work. There's gotta be a better way of doing this. Oh. Okay, I need to prevent them from doing that. Okay. Hmm. No, we don't want to do that. We definitely don't want to do that. Okay, so at this point I'm just kind of cycling. So now the question is, would what I'm doing here be more effective if I was doing it on the top instead of on the bottom? Because of this shape, I could pull them in here and in here, so the answer I think is yes. So we'll do the same thing I did. Which I don't quite remember. Was it this? No, they all move. What did I do? I guess that just went around this way. Yeah, because then I can wait until there's a gap. And I can come in here. Oh, there's also a lot more space here because we don't have the tunnel. Yeah, okay, this looks a lot better. Going to be a little bit repetitive still. So it is actually pretty hard to get them over. If I want them all the way over here, Okay. Not one of them there. A little bit annoying. Kind of repetitive. It's about as far over as I can go, I guess. Well, let's clear out this last one. Okay, now we're having this problem again. Well, we can park you down here. So what's the problem I'm having here? The problem is too many Wubbas, maybe? I have too many. If not for these, I could probably get in here. Let's just go back inside that enclosure. When was the last time I was in there? Okay, down here. Yeah, getting one in there is actually pretty tricky. Well, I think I've made some progress on this room, but it's been basically an hour. And I'm feeling pretty tired, so this room being somewhat monotonous doesn't help with that, but I think I'm just going to stop for now. And continue with this again next time. I will see you then.